Just when you thought the FTC and Microsoft drama was officially over, I mean, technically it was last year because Microsoft won, they got Activision and everything, the FTC is coming out with some claims again.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
And you know what that means? We got to talk about this stuff because it's always fun to talk about juicy drama and all that kind of stuff. But if you haven't heard by now, then the FTC is claiming that Xbox's Game Pass price hikes is consumer harm that it warned of way back in the summer of 2023. And it's the summer of 2024 right now. So it's exactly 1 year, give or take a few weeks, that it is coming back up again. So it states as follows. The Federal Trade Commission, aka the FTC, which by the way, every country has some kind of version of an FTC. So just keep that in mind right here. If there's anything from like Europe or anything like that, they have their equivalent of it. Japan has it. Pretty much every country does. But anyway, it states as follows. The FTC has called Microsoft's recently announced Game Pass price rises exactly the sort of consumer harm it tried to stop by fighting the company's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Following a court victory for Microsoft last year, which the FTC is currently appealing, the corporation completed its $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard in October of 2023. The agency is continuing to submit evidence while its appeal is considered, and in a new filing on Thursday, it highlighted Microsoft's new Game Pass tiers, which included a price increase from Ultimate to a new standard tier that doesn't include day one releases. Now, we'll talk about the update that you're seeing there on screen in a bit, because Microsoft did come back and say their own thing, which we'll talk about in a second. But anyway, we continue on real quick. Product deregulation, removing the most valuable games from Microsoft's new service combined with price increases for existing users is exactly the sort of consumer harm from the merger the FTC has alleged, it wrote. So you can continue to read on in the article if you want to, but essentially this is exactly what a lot of people were scared of, was that the moment Microsoft got their hands on Activision Blizzard, prices would go up, even though they said in their hearings it wasn't going to affect prices, which honestly, if you know anything about basic business and economics and everything, it was going to go up. Every single streaming service in existence has been increasing their prices over the last few years, and some of them are even do it 2 to 3 times a year sometimes. And we've seen that with Disney Plus, we've seen it with Hulu, and we've seen it, of course, with Netflix. And now Xbox is doing the exact same thing, and they've taken away one of the biggest reasons to have Game Pass unless you're on the Ultimate Edition, right? Now, for anyone who's going to come in here and say it's only a couple dollars price increase, this is not aimed at anyone here online. This is not aimed at somebody who has been an Ultimate subscriber for quite some time. This is aimed at anyone trying new to come in, or anyone that tried to do with like the new smart TV and Amazon Fire Stick stuff that they started recently. This is all meant to be aimed at new people so that they see, oh, Xbox Standard, but then they hear about the day one Game Pass, new games and everything. They're like, well, if I only pay $5 extra, then I'm going to get this as well. And then that's how they get you, right? It's typical marketing 101. It's how businesses have done things for eons, essentially. And this is not even the first time that Microsoft themselves have done anything like this when it comes to acquiring something. We've seen it in the past multiple times, and we already know the fact that Xbox isn't really a thing anymore. It's mostly Microsoft gaming right now. A lot of people have said this is and stated as always. It's just the way things are. Daddy Microsoft is here. They said, look, you spent basically $100 billion after taxes and everything. Guess what? We want some return on that investment, and do it now. And it's either going to be, well, you fire a bunch of people, which they have been doing, or you raise prices. They've been doing as well, because they want their money back. First off, this should not be surprising to anyone who understands basic business and everything. But Microsoft then, a couple of days later, came out and said, it's wrong to call Game Pass degraded, responding to the FTC. Microsoft has responded to the Federal Trade Commission's FTC claim that it recently announced Game Pass prices increase are harming consumers following the completion of the Activision Blizzard deal. So responding to the FTC in its own filing on Friday, Microsoft says it's wrong to call the offering degraded since the standard tier is allegedly replacing the Game Pass for console offering, which did not include online multiplayer. Earlier this month, Microsoft announced its changes to the gaming subscription service Game Pass to provide consumers with valuable options at different price points. Microsoft is offering a new service tier, aka Standard, which includes all of the backlog games, online multiplayer for $15 a month, but not the day one day. And when I saw this, I honestly shook my head and said, so their defense at this, and Lemon, I want to get your thoughts on this as well. Their defense for this is that, no, it is not a degrade in the service because you get online multiplayer. Really? That's your, oh my God. I'll never understand people who can defend having to pay for online when you're already paying for your internet. But that has to be one of the lamest excuses I've ever heard when it comes to, no, we didn't degrade the value of the pass or anything. Yeah, we took away the new games on day one, and we allow you to pay us money to use your internet to play games online.
All right, so first, you're not paying to use your internet connection to go online. You're paying for their servers. Now, who's actually paying for those servers, I don't know. I thought that was on the publishers for a lot of them, but I guess it's neither here nor there. Now, I'm gonna, I guess, take the more devil's advocate on this.
Oh, of course you are.
I am not. Even if they did not buy Activision, I think this would still happen.
Oh yeah,
what's happening is they're trying to cushion the price raise, right? They're trying to cushion that a little bit. And this is just, in my mind, this is no different than what Netflix is doing currently. No different at all. When Netflix first came out, it was like you pay a subscription, there's no ads. It's nothing like cable. Nothing like cable at all. There's no ads or anything. And now there's ads and the lowest tier, and they bump the price up. That's what this is. This is effectively, you don't get the day one anymore, but you can keep paying that price, but you don't get day ones anymore. Pay a little bit more, you'll get the day ones. That's kind of what I'm saying here. I really don't think Activision played into that just because it was already hemorrhaging money anyway. I don't think that's really changed the math on that. To the FTC's point, I just think they're just kind of yelling into the wind. They missed their chance last year. They tried, they failed. Just take the L and walk away, kind of thing. Because all bitching money's gonna do now is just put them in the news. Like unless they're gonna somehow find a way of breaking it up, which is never gonna happen now. They're
not breaking this up at all. No.
Say what you will about the FTC, at least they try. I feel like they did a hell of a lot better job than the EU. Well, technically you can't really call Britain EU anymore, but I feel like Europe really dropped the ball on this, despite how aggressive they're fighting Apple. That
brings up an interesting point, because I swear, like every other Tuesday, I see something about the EU fighting Apple, whether it comes down to their iMessage stuff or how things are, done with the App Store and everything. I see that every other Tuesday. I kid you not. And yeah, I feel like they definitely were just like, oh, yeah, Microsoft, whatever, essentially. That's essentially what I said. Because, I mean, you look at any, like, and this is not just the recent, 5 months or anything like that. Like, it's been going on for, 2 or 3 years where the EU is constantly taking Apple to court and everything. So it is, you definitely are right there. But I will remind people, so for the console version of Game Pass, which is not available anymore unless you are currently subbed to it already, but the moment you let it lapse, it's not going to be available to you anymore. That did get the day one games, but it did not include multiplayer, if I remember correctly, or it was that core version that did not include multiplayer. Back again, this was before these price hikes came in and everything like that. So again, if you know basic business and everything, especially with the deals that you got here with Game Pass, it was going to get a price increase. Anyone who said, no, we'll never get a price increase, they're delusional. They literally are. Even the Xbox-centric YouTubers and everything, they're like, no, we're going to see a price increase. That's standard business stuff right there. I just laugh at the fact that they're just like, no, you get to play online multiplayer now. It's just like, you really think the ability to play on your servers is going to, is the same thing as getting day one new games? I honestly laughed at that, because I will never defend having to pay more money to then use the internet to connect to the servers that you're already paying for in terms of your internet. So I'll never get that, and that is why PC gaming, when it comes to online, is the best. I will state that right here and there. I don't pay for PlayStation Plus. I don't pay for Xbox Game Pass. None of that stuff. So,
but you do pay for someone's subscription service, Talon.
The Nintendo one, yes, and that's how we play Mario Kart Online. But the nice thing about the Nintendo one is that we can make a family plan, and Lem and I are considered family now, and so I can pay what, $3 or something like that.
If that.
Yeah, if that, I think if you max out the 8 people or something like that, it's like $1 or something like that for the whole year or something. It's pretty low. Now, do I expect Nintendo to probably raise prices with the Switch 2? I'd expect it. I honestly would. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we see price increases. So I absolutely 100% expect it. But that's the way these live subscription services are and everything like that. And it's not going to, change anything. I mean, people are still the ultimate Game Pass holders, they're going to continue to pay into it, just like because they're already there. And Xbox has pretty much already stated they've hit their max cap when it comes to the Xbox players and everything. That's why they're trying to focus off of the platform itself and focus more on just everywhere else, right? They want to get more PC Game Pass. They want to get the people on the Amazon Fire Stick or their smart TVs and everything. That's where they want to start getting more people to jump into subscription service when it comes to Game Pass. The Xbox has reached their max hit essentially right now. Will that work? Well, we've stated here multiple times, and even Lemon in a recent stream that we had as well stated that, this is basically sink or swim. If this doesn't work with the whole like Call of Duty thing and all that stuff and these price changes, it's gonna blow up in their face essentially. I believe that's exactly what you said, but I could be just quoting a few things.
It sounds cool enough, so I'll agree.
You'll agree with it. I don't remember last week. My old age, old 33. This is the way it is. So, but let's know your thoughts, everyone. Whether you're here live with us right now or you're in the comments of this particular video, do you think the FTC has any room to stand on it? I don't think it's going to go anywhere personally. Lemon stated as well. We don't think this is going to break them up all of a sudden or anything like that. But I will definitely say that Microsoft's reply is pretty pathetic in terms of saying, yeah, you get online gaming. It's just like, really? That's your defense? That's the one thing. So let's know your thoughts in the comments as always, though, because it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Again, I don't think anything is going to happen, but it's always funny to see what kind of drama comes out of this, and maybe we see some more document leaks or something like that. I mean, remember all those document leaks we got to see with the terrible Sharpie and everything? Whew, those are the days. Those were the days. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen.